Hello and welcome to Train Sim TV. I'm going to do something different today. Now, I'm going to do the Diesel's Legends of the Great Western. It's been a video that I've been promising for about 2 weeks, and I actually recorded something about a week ago and it didn't quite go to plan. And since then I've not had the chance to do any more videos. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 parts. I'm going to actually put the bloopery part of the video in at the end. However, I'm hoping that this first part goes to plan. I think there's something a bit broken with the pack, with the Class 08, and you'll see what I'm on about later on the second part. Basically, when you couple up some coaches, it classes you as a derailment, which I don't think should be happening. And as far as I'm aware, I did everything correctly, but more on that later on. You'll see it later on. So what we're going to do first is the opposite way around. We're going to take a light engine back down to Old Oak coming from Paddington. So I'm just going to put this into July and clear weather. We're going to do the 835. It's only a very short run. It's just something really to sort of show an aspect of this pack. Now what I wanted to do was drive in some coaches down to Paddington, but the game had other ideas. And I honestly do think that there is something broken in the pack, because I've actually had someone else mention this in the stream I did recently on TSW, which was on the Friday just gone. And they did actually say that they've had the same issue, so I actually do think there's something broken. But anyway, so we're in 5x24, the return to Old Oak Common. It's just literally a light engine move, this, but it's nice to have a little drive with the 08. It doesn't get much use, and I don't really do very much driving with it. So yeah, let's strap ourselves into the seat. We're gonna literally put the reverser off. We are waiting for a green signal at this moment in time. Right, so we want some instrument lights on. I think everything's literally set up as far as I can make out, to be honest. No, we want light engine. There we go. So, what this pack obviously did was it added a new timetable for the 80s period, utilising obviously the stock that was available. I think it actually came with a few reskins as well. I think the actual 52 came as a repaint job as well. It does look quite nice as well. It's just a shame the route hasn't had all the wires and stuff stripped out, like a separate version of the route. Some older signage and stuff. Maybe some older looking passengers, like older clothing. So it all looks a little bit modern. I'm just going to roll up to the signal because it hasn't changed yet, so it might change when we get near it. Now, it doesn't apparently like what I've done with my brakes, so I'm just going to stick back to air. I actually don't know why it doesn't like what I'm doing. Keys on. Right. What's the handbrakes on? Nope, that's actually now on. Oh, hang on, it's... No, that is wrong. Something's quite wrong here. Now something is dropping down, but I don't quite know if that's right or not. This is very weird. Apparently like vacuum brakes. Okay, we'll go with that then. It's a very strange setup. I thought it had worked on light engine. Anyway, we've got the road. We are on our way down to Old Oak Common. It's literally 2.8 mile. Again, it was just to show a little side aspect on this pack, really. Rather than just taking an end-to-end drive up to Reading, where most of the stuff doesn't really stop anywhere, unless you're doing a 101. I thought this was a bit more fun. And again, it's something we don't really do very much of, so... all the 20 mile an hour there. To be fair, we shouldn't really be doing 20. We're in the danger zone there, look. So we blow it up. Yeah, it looks ace driving this thing through here. Again, it's just a shame that all the wires are there. It's just that sort of thing that just detracts from the sort of like what this pack was trying to do, really. The only point it feels authentic is when you get into the yard. It's a very nice model as the 08, and I think it's one of the best models of this era, of the older TSW era, to be fair as well. Sounds are great, loco model is absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I think it's just a fun little thing to drive around. It's just a shame not many routes really obviously have much use for it. I mean, obviously the modern routes these days don't really have it needed. The 08s aren't as common as they were. There's still a few knocking about, like, but not as many as there once were back in them days. I think the 08 came with Tees Valley, and then it came with Northern Transpennine as well. But I think somewhere, no, sorry, it came also, well, no, 09 I think came with the West Somerset route, but somewhere along them lines, I think some kind of revamp was done to the 08 because I think it got better. I'd love to see like some big massive marshalling yard where you are like you could just drive around shunting all day. I think that'd be quite fun. Also, are we going wrong line here? Or are we not? We are crossing back over. It's a bit of a weird pathing move. It is bi-directional, I suppose. Just feels a bit odd going across all that way to come back over again. Fix. Never seen that building before. Quite surprised me really, because DTG don't normally run the buildings. This away's probably never gone so fast in its life. So yeah, I say that it's going to be a bit of a two-part video. This you'll have the more serious part, which should have been the first and the other bit, but it's on this bit. But rather than me wasting that part of the video, I might as well just put it in because it was all serious and it just all went wrong. So I'll lob it in at the end of the video just to bulk the video up really, and you can watch it. I think at some point as well, if you're familiar with the little comedy videos that Shoot the Bandit does with us, it might feature in one of them at some point as well. So no doubt Matt will get his talents and skills out to do some comedy with it. Be a shame to waste it. The only other thing with this as well, I mean, it's a nice timetable, but it's also very quiet in periods. Like, get these lull periods and there's nothing knocking about. You think that this part of the route would be actually fairly busy. It must have been busy in the in the blue the 80th period. Is it 80s or something? I'm not sure what it's meant to be. Is it 70s or 80s period? I thought it would still been busy coming in and out of London. There's just nothing knocking around. It's a shame. I do actually think there's a 101 coming. Actually, I can see something in the distance, but I'm not sure if it's just sat there doing nothing. It's just sat there. It looks like it potentially might just be waiting for us to come out. But there's nothing moving down there at the minute. It's all very hectically quiet. Not very busy. Anyway, this is just one of the videos that I had planned, so this actually was a request to cover this pack. Try and meet the requirements, what people would like to see as well, but also I am going to be doing a Midland Main Line enhancement video. That will probably be the next TSW video from ourselves. Then there will be a jump back to TS Classic as well, because I want to probably try and cover a bit of the Railways of Yorkshire stuff that we've been up to. Because that has come on quite a lot, but we'll cover that. I mean, you'll see it in streams and stuff, but it is progressing well. So a bit of a feature on that would be probably a good move as well. Just when not everyone can watch the streams. Are we in the right location? Here we are. Looks like we're just stopping there, to be honest. You can put the lamps on the steps as well. I'd like to hope this is the actual correct number on the old 08 period. I hope that's been researched. I mean, sadly I don't have any documents or anything like that, books or anything in that period, but you never know, it may be. Ooh, I've just eaten off the signal. It might be, it might not be. You'd have to probably have to look on Flickr for that number. 08524. Was it an old oak common gronk? Managed to actually keep away from it for about a week, and it's just literally just started in the last couple of hours before videoing doing this video. So 5x23 coach preparation. It is 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to collect the passenger carriages from Old Oak and then prepare the train for the following service later on. Right. So, where are we going? Right, we're going down here. So, I think everything actually is set. Just going to double check. You never know. It actually isn't. Right. So, always check your point work in big yards such as this. As you never know, you might be caught out like I almost was. Right. That's everything set. So we're gonna pop reverse on. Get a couple of windows open. It's very stuffy in here today. You'll also know that it's obviously injecting various liveries into this. So it ain't quite technically correct as such, but it looks good. It looks good. Right, lights are on. Right. There's always something satisfying about a bit of shunting in the ground. I think it's absolutely fantastic, to be fair, this little loco. Good fun. Very underused, I find. I have no idea what these do. Light engine. That's what we need to be. We need to be on light engine. Let's give it some. All of the 15 mile an hour we can get out of it. This video has been one that I've been trying to do for about a week or so, and finally I've actually got around to doing it. So, for those of you that requested this as a video, this is for you guys. Again, if there's anything else you want to see, obviously do put it in the chat. We'll do our very best to get that as soon as possible for you. Next video I think I have got planned will be for the middle main line and house pack, so that is also in my obviously my line of thoughts to do. Let's drop it down to 5. Love the bumpy track work in here. I think that's the first time I've actually ever done anything drive-wise in Old Oak Common in all the years that this route has been out. The only thing that is a bit of a drawback is the fact that it's got OHLE. It's a shame that they didn't have a version of this route that came for this pack without the wires. Some older signage and bits and pieces. I have no idea what this switch does. Gotta play. Series parallel unit. Presume it does something for the power. Obviously swapping it over. We might actually be able to have a play with that. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Dropping speed for punt, I don't know why. I don't think it's because I've done that. It's just a brake selector. we're going to have to jump out in a second when we get up to these coaches. We're going to have to... I think we have to drop the coupler so we can obviously attach our coupling gear. We don't have a buckeye. Basically on the shackles. Shackles and pipes. It's a nice depot. Why have I never been in here before? Some right detail. Look at the detail up there. Oh, cabling in the you know, sort of like the tracks above. Not the track, but no, I don't know what's the sort of technical word for them really. In the runs. What the cable runs. Like a little like troughing really for power line. Power cables. But lights. Right. I'm going to jump out quickly. I'm just going to sort this coupler out because it gets a little bit tricky. If you anchor right up to it with the buff to buffer, it gets a little bit hard to try and get the click points. So we're going to drop that. It extends the buffers out. It just means that we can now shackle up to the hook. Right. So. Ease up. There we go. Stick it back on air. Now, apparently we derailed.